Fagerok, Gladley, produksjon.
And you listen to any popular, especially, rap song right now, what's cool? What do you need? You need a sweet car, you need a hot girl.
Right.
For right now.
Yeah.
For right now.
And maybe another one. And I'm like, this is you've now glorified. Here's what you need to do. You need to, just women all the time. Big house you maybe don't even own. And so we've glorified all these things that are just, first of all, for all intents and purposes, I mean, most of that stuff's unattainable. Right. I mean, am I going to be able to party every night? Not really. If you're trying to have a roof over your head, am I going to be able to drive a Ferrari or a Veyron or whatever it is?
Well, Tim Neely can.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can. Yeah. No, but I mean, if the reality is that if you put some of that stuff off and you get your priorities right, yeah, you can have that.
That's the irony.
You know what I mean?
Right. That is the irony.
So I don't know.
It has to do also a lot with the media, and I'm being part of it.
Yes,
and I blame myself to it.
Yeah, it is all your fault.
Why is it that?
It's Luis's fault.
Why is it that a World Series game starts at 9 o'clock? You alienate the parent to watch it with the kids, so now that parent is watching them in a bar with a
12 o'clock at night. That's an interesting
a good point.
So you take
I never even thought about it.
or even the national championship for Ohio State was at 10 o'clock at night. So how do you?
And those are father-son moments. Those are moments.
Right,
That's
that's a teachable moment. It's 10 o'clock at night. Your kid has to go to school. They're not part of it. So we, as a society,
wow, that is. I never even thought about that.
We're separating the parent and the father because of he's going to be at the bar watching the game.
That's right.
And then the kids are going to be sleeping. So even all our programming that we do on a daily basis through sports, forget about boxing. Those fights at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So even the roots of entertainment for males are dividing the children and the fathers. Okay, I mean that's.
So but I understand exactly what you're saying because it is a teachable moment. It's a moment where families
What I walked
together.
away with when I heard him say that, though, is all these other entities in society, too, they're all, like, working I don't even have children. I'm married, but I don't have children. They're working against the family. They used to, come alongside the family, assist them to succeed. Now it's, like, constant roadblock, constant hurdle, constant wedge.
But I wanted to say, you have to think about, I want to go back to education and the Institute of Marriage. A lot of people are pressured to get married early. I know marriage, that's what people did some time ago. They got married earlier, but I don't think that's the case now. People are getting married later, and I think that's the way it should be, but people are still getting married in their 20s. The pressure is still there. People are by family even, and people are getting married in their 20s, and it's just not the right time for them. They need proper education, spiritual counseling. They need, I don't want to say, because not everyone has faith.
Sure.
But in my opinion, they need some sort of faith and spiritual guidance in their life to possibly, instead of getting married in their 30s instead of their 20s. Well, when
it's interesting too
you
because
really
even
start
the
to
maturity,
find yourself.
You can make a case, right, that like maybe in the 1700s where you had your homestead, you had your cows, your land. You were mature at 17 years old.
You had to be. Yeah.
You were ready to throw
Or dead. Or dead.
Or dead in a gunsling match. Women don't expect enough from men, in my opinion. Okay, I'm throwing men up. Like in other words, here's the standard, right? And here's what I will demand that you come to. And if you hit here, it's not going down. You know what I mean? I don't see that anywhere. I really respected my wife that she honestly did that to me. She said, this is where it's going to be at, and if you don't meet the standard, it's not going to happen. And I talked to you a lot about it, and you have that perspective, and I respect it. I think it's a cool way to live your life.
But not
as a young
everyone
lady.
gets to what she's thinking right away. Like I don't know what age she was like, I've got to make sure that this man is going to do this, that, and this for me. Not everyone gets to that. Some people find that in their life because they have that family unit, a mother and a father, and some people don't. And then they have to find it themselves when they're peers or when they come across God. I mean, it's just...
It's another impact of the fathers. That's another one.
That's what happened in sports when you try to do, whether you're a soccer player or a basketball player, you try to visualize what's the perfect situation that can happen so the outcome will be great, and you practice and you do it and you see it, you visualize it. Unfortunately, a lot of those people who grew up without a father or without a mother, they don't visualize that perfect family unit.
They've never seen it in work.
So
That's good.
how could you reproduce something that you haven't even seen?
Or how many of my friends, when I think about it, as I was growing up, and I felt like I had a great family situation that didn't have a father in their household. Maybe they had a father, maybe he was helping, but he wasn't actually in the house, so they could see exactly how a man and a woman should interact.
Exactly.
And then, so when
How
they
you're
get
supposed to be
older,
treated.
they're going to be.
Guessing game.
It's a guessing game. You get it wrong, you get it right. You don't know, and then you're interacting with this other individual, and they're like, maybe they have a similar situation as well, and you're like, I'm trying, but it's not.
We talked to a counselor early when we were married with my wife, and he says like sort of like your marriage is like a sort of like a bottle full of jelly beans.
Okay.
You can take negative things out of it, and you keep pulling out those jelly beans out of it until that container is completely empty, and you got nothing. There is no marriage. So every day you have to figure out a way to put those jelly bean bags, serve her a cup of coffee, tell her, listen for a little bit when you're really occupied.
That's good. That's good.
It's hard.